Hi. So, you can probably hear it in the background. My mom is going to be watching a film that will go in and out every so often. I haven't made a video for like a year and a half, which is embarrassing, but we're gonna overlook that. I was watching YouTube videos today, and one of the girls I watched did this video that I quite liked, where she took all of the books that she hadn't read in her bookshelves and showed them all in a video. So she admitted them all in hopes that she would read them because of the shame. And I have decided to do the same thing. Oh god, this entire fucking shelf. Zombies. I have a lot of zombie books. So, to be clear, this is a bit embarrassing. Those are the books I haven't read. There are quite a lot of them. First we have The Watcher's Guide of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My parents got this for me quite a few years ago. Another thing my parents bought me, Finding Serenity. It's a list of essays about Joss Whedon's Firefly. Russian 10 minutes a day. It's a workbook to learn Russian, and I have done exactly nothing. The Ocean at the End of the Line by Neil Gaiman. I love Neil Gaiman. He's one of my favorite authors. I bought this when it came out because I've heard stupendous things about it. John Green loves it. The guy at the comic book store loves it. It's weird that I rate books by that kind of level. The guy at the comic book store likes it. Obviously I should read it. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Tolkien's Reader. It's like all the short stories and fiction he did based in the Lord of the Rings world, poems, songs, that sort of thing. I really want to read it. I love Tolkien's. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain. Jane Eyre. The Discovery of the Tomb of Tutankhamun. I've always loved Egypt. My parents bought this for me when I was about 12, probably, and still haven't read it because I'm a horrible person. Oh god. It's so sad how many of these are gifts. And speaking of gifts, I'm so sorry, Bettina. I still haven't read it. The Red Dwarf, Coyote Blue by Christopher Moore. The Tightrope Walker by Dorothy Gilman. I really like Dorothy Gilman. She writes one of my favorite series about a elderly lady who's a spy for the CIA and is just brilliant. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. This is another book that the dude at the bookstore recommended along with these. When I bought these, I thought I was going to have a shit ton of time reading because I was going to Arizona, and it turns out I did not have a shit ton of time reading. I mostly spent it at the comic book store, where I spent all my money on Hawkeye. Queen Elizabeth I is a biography about, Queen Elizabeth I is one of my favorite historical figures, and I thought I would, read a book about her. But I suck, so I haven't done that yet. Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh, as I mentioned earlier, I was really obsessed with Egypt, and they bought this for me. Plus, it's about a female pharaoh. How can you? It's so good. I haven't read it, but it seems good. Paris 1919. My brother gave me this book to read about the First World War because I was saying that I liked nonfiction about history, and he likes nonfiction about history because we were both history majors, so he gave me this, and he said to read it because it's really good and funny, and that I'm really bad. Sandra Hill, Tall, Dark, and Cajun. She's so bad! It's so good! Oh god, she's bad. The Young Winston Churchill. It's a biography about, the young Winston Churchill, and, Winston Churchill, why not? The Duchess. My pile of books fell over. The Life of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the man who was Sherlock Holmes. I think that is kind of a interesting title of a biography, but, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle hated Sherlock Holmes, so I kind of want to read it and see how much he hated his life's work. Oh! Sandra Hill, Desperado. Fucking life. I don't like romance books, but they're so bad! Seriously, if you don't know how Betsy Underhill is, just look up Rough and Ready, the dramatic reading. It's just so bad. Emma by Jane Austen. I haven't read it. I got probably about that much through it. And then, nah. Neil Gaiman's Smoke and Mirrors. It's a collection of short stories by Neil Gaiman. I want to read them all because I love me. The Crucible. I never read this. I bought it when Mr. McKinnon, our drama teacher, thought he was going to do The Crucible as a play, and he never did because he got in a car accident. And I bought it, and because I got in a car accident, I never read it. This is really sad. Sweet Beginnings. A Sweet Beginning by Elizabeth Lehman. I know Elizabeth Lehman. She was my very good friend in high school, and I hope she never watches this video because this is really bad because I haven't read this. And she wrote it. Nothing Daunted. Sister Carrie. It sounds really familiar. I read the back and I still don't know what it is, so we're gonna put that up there and hope this doesn't all fall over. Don't fall. Oh, fuck it. And last but not least, who is Mark Twain? Who is Mark Twain? It's a book that Mark Twain wrote. That was never before published. It's like his notes and his letters and things like that. And I thought it looked beautiful. I thought it looked great. I bought it for my dad and he didn't want it, so I read it. I didn't read it, but I should. I feel like a horrible person. So hopefully now that you have seen all of the books I haven't read, I will actually read some of them this year, and hopefully I won't, suck as bad as I did this last year at reading books that I own. Now, if I need to have any momentum to get myself not to buy books, I should watch this video and guilt myself into reading one of these. Oh God, so many books.